Okay, today I'm gonna try something and switch my TV with my monitors and use it for a few days and see how it goes. At the end of the video, I will tell you how I felt about it and the experience in itself. But right now I'm using an HP 27ER and of course my Dell 34-inch. It has a name with some codes in it, but a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. It has a 4K panel and 60 Hz as well for both of them. But either way, I want to see how a TV is as my monitor and test it out. It's quite a lot bigger. It's a 48-inch TV, of course, and I want to see how it actually works as a monitor. Either way, let's jump into it and of course remove the TV and see what the result is.
Trying to get your attention, you make me nervous. In the corner of my best friend's sofa, you were getting buzzed on rum and cola. Wasn't brave enough yet just to talk to you.
So let's first talk about PC specifications and what PC I'm using here. The first PC is mainly my work PC. It's an AMD 2700X with 64GB of RAM because honestly, modeling does take in quite a bit of RAM, especially when you want to go deep in details. The GPU is a RTX 2070 Super. This allows me to utilize the screen beautifully and really have no problems with pushing those pixels. In terms of storage on this one, it is about 20TB. For my second PC, the main function is being a render PC, more than anything else. In that I have the Ryzen 3900X giving a lot of power with 8 cores and 16 threads to render. Faster than of course my 2700X. So this is more my offline render PC and it does that and nothing else really. We have 32GB of RAM because on this PC I don't model either, so I don't need much more. In terms of video card, it's really a basic one, really doesn't matter, but it has HDMI, which really is important and it allows me to utilize the screen still. Of course, with having so many ports, there is no issue with having a wireless charger connected via that USB-A port as well. And having 4 HDMI ports makes it that you can easily connect your console to it as well, having everything centered around it. Now, after setting everything up, I noticed for myself it really does have some huge benefits. For instance, small details can be a lot nicer to select, of course, via this LG48C1. Even more so when working on 3D related things. The larger display just makes it a little bit more useful. And then of course when it comes to editing, it is very useful to have as well. The timeline is now a lot bigger. This means I can properly showcase the preview in it as well, and having a setup that is a bit easier for me to control over the timeline as well, making editing easier overall. And of course another benefit is that the display is stunning as well. Watching videos on this is a real pleasure. But also of course games. Playing games like the horrible Fortnite is good as well, but mostly I love sim racing on it. Of course, I'm not on the level of Jarno Opmeer, but hey, I'm trying here. Though if you want a proper sim racing game, I would advise something like Assetto Corsa. Online experience is better as well, because everyone just seems like a first-person shooting game practice in that first corner. But of course, having a larger display makes it feel more immersive as well than normal, because it does feel more of your peripheral vision. So that's the LG48C1, using it as my monitor. Honestly, it's huge and it does take time to get used to because it's so large. It's also quite close to you, so you will have to get used to it as well. For myself, the biggest benefit is seeing details when I'm modeling, seeing of course details when I'm editing. It just helps that little bit extra, making editing a bit easier, making 3D work a bit easier because I have that large display. Next to that, as you've seen, sim racing, though I did hit a few people up, but they were brake checking me, so that's completely their fault. That works, right? Anyway, I enjoyed using, of course, the TV as my monitor. Is it gonna stay there? We'll find out. I'm gonna keep using it for a few days and see how I like it in the long term, you know, not something that I do for a day. Either way, if you are interested in the TV itself, I will leave a link in the description where you can check it out. Also, the video that I did on it specifically focused on this monitor, but right now it's just focusing on me using it as a monitor. For those who are curious, for my wheel, I'm using a Thrustmaster T300. The pedals are a TSL, something like that. We'll leave a link in the description for that. But those are really good pedals and it's really nice to sim race in those. Of course, there are better setups for sim racing to begin with, like having a proper setup instead of a wheel that keeps, a chair that keeps moving. It's not beneficial, but either way, I found it fun to test this out and see how I would do with such a large display. Either way, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, of course, don't forget to leave a like, and of course subscribe and hit that bell icon if you aren't yet. Have a good one, and talk to you guys in the next.